ESPN app. Click more on the lower right-hand corner of the app. Scroll down to live radio. We are right there. Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, Jayster?
What's poppin', Key? What's poppin', Max? Same pan, same grease, baby.
I had your hand. I cut mine off, player.
I can't call it.
Can't call it.
What's going on is the Lakers, well, they took care of the Grizz. That series is supposed to be a little better than that, actually, right? Like,
it went 6.
It went 6. You figure it would go 7, though. Grizzly, that's a 7-2 matchup. Ja Morant, by the way, took responsibility for the Grizzlies' struggles.
I just got to be better, with my decision making. That's pretty much it. Off-court issues, affected us as a, organization, pretty much. So, yeah, just more discipline.
I mean, it's not just that it didn't go 7; it's that they got break speed off them.
That's good. That's good, though. He stepped up. That's good. He stepped up and addressed that issue head on. I'm proud of him for that. Now he just got to live it and make sure that he stick by it, right, Jay? Mm-hmm. Don't want to just understand that maybe that did contribute to them getting smacked by 40.
I mean, look,
maybe it did.
Key, at the end of the day, you will have a certain tribe of people that will call them names, call them front runners, and there's an element of that in them to a degree. But
can I be in that tribe?
Yeah, I mean,
sounds like you're in the tribe,
we're a little bit in that tribe.
I certainly believe that they are front runners.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I'll get back to that point in a second. I think the bigger point is when you listen to Giannis talk about failure and steps towards success. You listened to De'Aaron Fox last night saying this is a learning experience for guys who are young in the league or any stage of life. Like, what you do with what you've learned and how you build upon that is the true testament of who you are to me. So I want to see, I like the acknowledgement of it. I want to see him continued improvement to work towards that. Now, the one problem I do have with the Grizzlies, Key, is when the series is over, I don't like the hugging and laughing. You just got your ass smacked, yo.
I mean, what you gonna do? Walk off on side losers?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna shake your hand, but I'm angry.
Let me see that bitter pill you have to swallow on your face.
There's a little bit of Dylan Brooks who I'm like, all right, that's fraudulent, but at least I know who you are. Like, at least I know who you are. Like, he didn't talk to the media for 3 games in a row. Now, I would address him and tell him to talk to the media and handle it like a real man, but at least he is angry. There's something I know about them. The friendliness and the laughter and the joking.
Or is he embarrassed?
It's both. It's whatever you want to call it, but at least it's consistent. I know what it is. There's a little bit of the ups and downs where I'm still trying to find out who Memphis is. Like, when Detroit lost, they were pissed. They were coming. They were hungry. There still feels like a little bit of an immaturity with Memphis when I watch them play. Them not knowing what they stand for yet. That's just me.
No, I understand. I get it. I understand what you're saying, but the Lakers own them, and they have to respect LeBron and AD and company. And when you get beat down like that, you got to pay homage to what just happened to you. Yeah. Now, me personally, I would have left it went straight to the locker room. That's me.
But, Key, I can pay homage to you. You can beat my head in after a game. I'm a corner. You give me the business. Like, I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to be respectful. But, like, I'm not going to sit there and laugh with you after the game and smile.
Well,
by the way, like, no, this is just me being the competitive person I am.
But what if there's a conversation, though, Jay, that they're having? You know how you whisper in somebody's ear, you say something funny, like, man, we just whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, said something to you, and it made you smile, made you laugh, and so I don't want to get on them too heavy.
No, I'm not getting on. I'm just telling you who I am. Yeah, I ain't going to smile at you if you're talking trash to me after the
whole thing was a little jovial.
You know I ain't going to smile. And by the way, Key, when I'm walking out of the stadium, and fans are going, nah, hey, like, all right, I'm going to see your asses next year. I'm going to come here and bust your head open. Can't wait for it. Can't wait. There's a little bit of that, like, where he's, like, joking. Yeah. Like, we're watching him grow up in front of our eyes. And I think that's the next step for Ja and where he needs to go.
Let's talk about what he said for a second.
Hold on one sec, Max. I think a lot of what has gone on with this team, they burst onto the scene 3 years ago or so. And they've been coming, right? They've been coming, and we just said, we put them up at the top all the time. And now, 2 straight years in a row, whether it was because Ja got injured a year ago against Golden State, whatever you want to call it, they never made it. They didn't get out. Then you look at it this year, they're a 2 seed versus a 7 seed. Oh, Ja comes back. Oh, they're going to be doing this and that. They just got beat by 40 points, okay, by an old team that looked like the game before that the dude's legs need to be replaced because he was so damn tired and wore down at 38 years old. And now you allow them to come and put 40 on you. Not 4, 40.
So let's get back to Ja now. What he said was very encouraging. It's not just that he said something, it's the content of what he said. When he said he needs to have better decision-making as the leader on and off the floor, right? When he's specific like that, off the court, it's obvious, right? He got himself in trouble, unforced errors left and right. But on the court, Jay, what about the fact that I like the fact that he said that because obviously he's taking responsibility for the off-court behavior, but on the court, he's incredible to watch. He's an incredible scorer, and he can play point guard, right? But he has not yet made his team better. It's like when he hasn't played, they've still been able to tread water basically with the same record as when he has played, and the sample size is getting larger and larger. So he has to figure out, as the guy with the ball in his hands, as a decision maker, he's got to figure out how to elevate his team, right? Isn't that part of it?
Well, and that happens in time. But also I think it's your approach towards the game. So on the court and off the court all go together for me, man. It's a lifestyle that's 24/7, 365. It's a switch that you can't turn off. So I'm looking at you look at the box score, like watching the game and looking at the box score, and you're like, yo, plus minus, like you minus 31.
Yeah.
You lead the team. 10 points.
Should never be that way.
Game 7, 3 of 16 from the field. I mean, game 6 in the closeout scenario. So I like the accountability, but you look at it in its totality. Jeez, like if I can only drink more coffee this morning. Totality, right? You're saying, okay, actions off the court, habits on the court. Like it's time to be fused all together.
Meantime, Dillon Brooks was asked if he regretted his comments about LeBron. Listen to this.
No. That's who I am. I don't regret it. I'm a competitor. I compete. I don't think it got LeBron geeked up. Is he back in the playoffs? It's been a little while, so I think, he was ready to play. And overall, we just got beat by a better team, bigger team. Guys that have their whole team, their whole pieces there. And, I'm just going to, continue to be me and get better at what I do.
Grizzlies GM Zach Kleiman was asked about Dillon Brooks during his presser yesterday. He, about the team's bravado and Dillon Brooks. Here's the quote. Ready? There were definitely some self-created distractions in this series, and along the way, we're going to take a different approach next season. He's asked about Brooks again. He said, I'll hit on Dillon another day. Well,
Dillon Brooks is a free agent. So we keep talking about, now the question is, what team is Dillon Brooks going to play for? And if I'm Memphis, I'm looking for alternatives. I'm looking, what's happening here in Toronto? You guys having a mass exodus over there? Masai Ujiri, like you talking about getting rid of OG Anunoby? You're talking about maybe Pascal Siakam? Like Jaylen Brown. Are you all NBA? You not all NBA? Like, do you want to be with the Boston Celtics? Would you like to be part here? Because they need some maturity in that locker room. And by the way, since he clapped all that stuff, Key, since game 2 when they got that win, 3 of 13, game 3, game 4, 4 of 11, game 5, 3 of 15, game 6, 4 of 11.
Poke the bear. The Grizzlies poked the bear.
If you're going to poke the bear,
irony.
You got to come to the table now and be ready to play, too.
I do think like Dillon Brooks, I agree with you. You replace him with Jaylen. I mean, obviously, it's a huge upgrade, and the Grizzlies are fearsome at that point, right? You would think. Ja, like a lot of high-flying, like super athletic scoring type dudes, going to have to figure out how to make the players around him better. And, that's not a sure thing that he can do it. But when you look at the raw material, when you compare him like to Derrick Rose or someone like, he could do a lot of that, plus he can shoot. He can do everything you need him to do.
Let's just say, and this is not making an excuse for Memphis at all. I think Ja can make players around him better. Has he done it on that stage yet?
Not yet.
Well, last year he was hurt.
Yep.
He made them better in the first couple games. I mean, they missed one a game one. They missed that. They should have won. But he's made his teammates better. If they had Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, this would have been a different series.
Do you think they win it, though? Because they got blown out by 40 points in the six games.
I think it's a very different series. I don't think the Lakers can beat them up on the boards. I think AD's impact is slightly different with Steven Adams going against him.
Meantime, with all the NBA playoff action, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, people still waiting on the lines to talk Steph versus Jimmy Butler, let alone what LeBron just did to Ja Morant and the Grizzlies. The Eagles, oh my God, the draft they had. But there were others. Now that the draft in the NFL is over, which team